Right, so for this vlog, I'm gonna speak about how effectively we have used media technologies in the constructions and research planning in evaluation stages. This is my first, well, like one of the evaluation tasks I have to figure out for my coursework. But basically, I think overall everything has worked rather well, even though because we chose an old boarding house in our school um, as our main location, which was quite hard to get hold of because there was no teachers, no one that could supervise us in the building. We figured it out quite well in order to rent the place whenever we needed it, so we got someone to open it for us and then close it once we were done. So therefore our planning was figured out rather well. We also had to make sure, because the kind of narrative we had and the lip syncing was rather complex, as we used a green screen and we used a lot of action scenes which have to be spoken about before you can actually film them, because they have to be um, planned, otherwise it looks very scruffy. So we had to take our actors in our free time, sit down and discuss what scenes we're gonna shoot next. We then went out, shot the scenes, so we don't use their time, they don't waste our time, which all went really well. Um, Using technologies, we've used a lot of different camera gear, a lot of different lights. We used the green screen, which has been a great experience to use, as we've never used it before. So therefore, we watched a lot of YouTube tutorials in order to find out how to work a green screen. However, working the green screen might have been difficult in the first place. However, at the end of the day, when we had our whole video finished, we could then add filters which other people in our year group or other A2 students couldn't use, because some of them just use a whiteboard and then use a projector, which then obviously gave a shadow in the background, which is not ideal. So that shows the kind of professionality and the kind of aim we had in order to look professional. We used different camera gears. I filmed a lot of the different shots. We used a normal DSLR in first place, which was rather difficult because it didn't have an autofocus, and due to the fact that we used a lot of action scenes, we had to find a different camera which had automatic focus, which we then did. We had to reshoot a few scenes, however it worked all well. At the end, figuring out the narrative was challenging. However, we, after completing our AS coursework, we already had kind of idea what we wanted to do for A2. This is mainly due to the fact we stayed in the same group and we got on well with each other. And then the editing process was very challenging for me, as in AS I did some editing, but not as much, so therefore I had to learn quite a bit. Watched again YouTube tutorials, did research on the internet, what's important, so you have your beat on action. You do different kind of editing sets, such as you speed up the editing process to make it look more quick. You have cross editing, you have slow motion, which shows again all the different media strategies you have learned over the years. So yeah, overall I'm actually quite happy with the outcome. It's been a long way to go, however we did quite well, I'd say. And yeah, that's about it.